In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how vulnerability can really be used as a powerful tool to help your team get better and grow and fail forward.
At InitiativeOne, we're igniting a leadership revolution by helping organizations eliminate the drama, improve decision-making, and win as a team. Join Dr. Fred Johnson on the Leadership Initiative podcast as we uncover insights to maximize your impact and transform your life.
Welcome back to the Leadership Initiative Podcast. My name is Tracy Johnson, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. I want to welcome to our podcast today Melanie Steinbarth. Melanie is joining us from Fond du Lac School District, which is the 19th largest school district in Wisconsin. Melanie is one of the lead principals. She's at Chegwin Elementary School, and she is joining us here after having been through the journey of our leadership transformation process. And Melanie and the team inspired me in their year-long journey because of the change and the growth and the digging into their passion areas as a team. And so I want to welcome you today, Mel.
Thank you, Tracy. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. And we're going to have fun today. We're going to have a blast today. One of the things that I want to kick off our conversation with is your personal journey in public education and how you got there, as well as some of the non-traditional ways and things that you brought into public education just because of who you are as a person. So kick off wherever you'd like in that.
All right. I consider myself a lucky going into college student. I had a plan. I knew I was going into public education or education in general. So that was my career path. I went to the University of Madison and got my undergrad degree in education and was hired out of college as a second grade teacher. And I was a teacher for approximately 15, 16 years before my journey started changing. In that 15, 16 years, I had leadership opportunities of a lab classroom. Other colleagues in the district and administration came into my classroom as a model classroom to learn curriculum we were implementing and strategies we were using to support student success. And then I had a new opportunity a couple years ago, a new opportunity in Fond du Lac as a position as a TOSA, a teacher on special assignment, that was created really to support the building principal as an academic leader in the building. And my role as a teacher on special assignment was to support student engagement throughout the building. So if there was an incident or scenario that a student was struggling with engagement, that was my position, to support the student and the teacher and the success in the classroom for students, to allow the building principal to really take on that academic lead and support curriculum, student achievement, attend meetings, and have a clear laser vision and a focus. And it has been amazing. I was that position. I was a TOSA at 2 elementary schools so far. And this year, I moved into my new favorite position, which is the building principal at an elementary school in Fond du Lac.
That's amazing. The Chegwin Comets.
Yes.
She now represents the Chegwin Comets.
Absolutely.
And one of the things about Chegwin that is unique is just it is in an area where the student achievement really wasn't necessarily the focus. And you have flipped some of the data around that as a leader in the school. And I want you to talk about that from a leadership standpoint. What are some of the important pivots that you've done or have taken as a part of Chegwin to really send it in a different trajectory?
So my experience and journey as part of the Chegwin family in Fond du Lac is around 18 years. I was a classroom teacher there for 15 years. I was under the leadership of 3 different principals, all very different leadership styles. And worked throughout the building. And then I moved to a different school for a couple of years. And in the meantime, we were under new leadership with Dr. Flagg in Fond du Lac. The district as a whole started working with InitiativeOne and cleaned up our focus to be number 1, student achievement, and also focusing on a positive culture so that people can feel collaborative to do the important work with data to support all students. So when I came back to Chegwin last year as the TOSA, I worked with the building principal. They had already started turning the school around. A couple years ago, we were a failing school. Our success story is pretty amazing because of the team. Our report card was a 43. It was fails to meet expectations. It didn't feel good. The culture, the staff, it was always collaborative. It is a very unique, special place where the staff supports each other and really has that hope for all students. We just didn't have a clear path of what we were
that
doing.
looks like.
Exactly.
And how to get there.
We were just missing that. So we started cleaning up. The first thing was to get all kids in classrooms. We need them engaged. We need them in our learning environment so that they can hear the instruction to start the process of improvement. So that was cleaned up. Kids are in classrooms. The second thing was really to be looking at our data and making decisions based on how our kids are scoring on assessments right now. The third thing is really, what do? We were missing a piece in our curriculum. We had a solid curriculum. We weren't delivering grade level curriculum in all areas because our data was so low. Our student achievement was so low. Therefore, we thought our students, our vision of how to teach kids was meet them where they're at versus deliver the grade level curriculum that supports our belief that all students can achieve at high levels. So those three things were huge. Kids are in classrooms. Our curriculum is being delivered at grade level by our entire Fond du Lac School District.
Yes.
That helped a lot. The connection with families, we brought our families in. And that's one of the things I'm really excited about this year, being the new leader at Chegwin. Our families are very much in the know of our data. I am very transparent with, here's the history of Chegwin. Here's our report card for the last couple of years. We've gone from fails to meet expectations in, I believe, 2020. We moved up to meets few expectations the year after. Last year's report card was meets expectations, and we are so close to exceeding expectations. When we invited all of our families in at the beginning of the year for a different open house, we gave them an informational meeting, and we shared the history of Chegwin. We shared our very clear vision of high student achievement and how we're going to get there. We need our students in school every day. Attendance is important for us. So please bring them on time, and our team will surround them with the education that they deserve. So actually coming up October 3rd, we're inviting our families back to do a data share. Our initial iReady assessments are complete.
Yeah.
We have our raw data of where we're starting for this school year. So they're aware that we're sharing it all, and our journey and our partnership together is going to be the success of our year. So I'm excited for that. It's coming up. Our staff is just crushing our DDI, our data-driven instruction, our process of looking at our data and making reteaching plans for all students.
Everything you just said embodies leadership. The things that we have to do as leaders to help our teams get stronger and better. Our families, our students. You talk about transparency, being transparent with information. It oftentimes people, that can be a frightening thing to put out. Oh, our scores are less than like at the bottom. We're at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And to be able to share that publicly is not easy for people to do. And yet you all choose to step into it because you know that people have to know where they're starting in order to head in a specific direction. Mm-hmm. And your ability to goal set, your ability to really articulate in a simplified way about what we need from our families. I mean, amazing, amazing leadership, Mel. Just so proud of the work that you have done and what you've accomplished and what you will continue to accomplish and lead. One of the things that stands out to me about you in our process is you also had a personal journey early on and had become a personal trainer at one point. And I think about the intensity of a personal trainer and the ability to help somebody inspire internally so that they want to come into the gym every day or every week or whatever that cadence is for them. So talk to me about how that has shaped your ability to step into this principal role.
You bet. I early on, I was involved in sports and activities. My family was active. And then during college, it was a point where that wasn't my number one focus. My focus was how I'm doing in school and my student teaching and working to afford the things that you have to afford in college. And then I was introduced to just some races and exercising with friends. And my personality is very all in. Yes. And so I joined a Y and I joined classes. And then I started thinking of just the energy and the passion that I had for it and what level I could impact people. I started helping people around me. And then I thought maybe I can teach the classes. And then I started teaching the classes. And then I thought my impact, I just had a desire to impact more people. So I did online schooling and got my personal training certification. And I think about that every day in the work that I do as a building principal, because when people start a fitness journey, the hope and the end goal seems so far off. Yeah. And they might not believe in themselves as an athlete or someone who exercises or is capable of running up and down the stairs. And my personal training journey is just, you're in here, you're doing it, and whatever support you need to get there, the expectation is high. You're going to do this, we're going to do it together, and there's no glimpse of I'm going to dismiss you from class. It's we are here, we're going to accomplish this together, so let's get moving. One of the things that I like about, the quote, no one rises to low expectations. So you get out of it what you put in. So as a leader and as a personal trainer, when someone entered, there wasn't necessarily a scaffold of, oh, you're new, you're not capable of things that other people are doing yet. It was, you're in the class, you're going to do it. I'm going to give you the cheerleading along the side. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you crushed it because you brought your A game and your effort. So as a leader, we look at all students as you're capable. You are extremely capable. The level of support you might need to believe that internally for yourself yet can vary from student to student. And we're focusing on that as my teachers of being leaders in their classroom, just instilling that hope and that belief and providing the scaffolds without lowering the expectation. If you're not able to complete the written work yet, what support do you need to reach the expectation versus changing the experience?
And the goal, and changing the goal. You're describing sometimes as leaders, you have to have the belief that people don't have in themselves, and how important that is as you're coaching, as you're working with your teaching staff, just super important to bring that enthusiasm, energy, and belief. And so as I think about our process together, one of the things that the journey, and you took this journey with a team, because we always teach in team. As you watched your team get stronger, what were some of the things that you felt were critical for that team to connect in the way that they connected today? And because you're all across the district, you're not all in one school, you're not all in one location, but there is a bond that exists as your team came through the leadership process.
I think about this frequently because it's the ability to be vulnerable. Our team laid it on the table. Yeah. And being able to share your inner feelings or your worries or something you might not know yet doesn't make you less capable. It really opens the door for you taking on new learning and new experience to only improve. And our team is solid with sharing experiences that you might not feel confident in yet, and using the support, thought partners, ideas. Just having that team that trusts. We are all doing the best we can. We have student-focused, consistent belief, high expectations, and we might need some help to pursue, the dream that we have. We're not sure, it's foggy to us yet. And just being able to ask in that space. So it really does help all of us learn from each other. And that just the climate, the culture, when it's a safe environment, you can't operate out of fear and not wanting to ask or not, being afraid to say you don't know yet. So that's the thing. Our team is very, very strong. Our transformation team is very strong like that. We share a lot of communication during the day as well. And that has helped me lead my building of
Excellent.
High student achievement. And the thing I believe we're up to 16 new staff in our building this year. We've had incredible turnover. And to me, what an amazing opportunity as a new leader to grow following the vision that we're having. And my advice was the worst thing you could do is close your door and not ask. Please ask all the questions. It's pretty much how we end every meeting. Please ask. Please ask. If you don't know how to do something, please ask. That will help all of us grow.
You're describing fail-forward mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about the group that we took through, and there were hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
There were people in difficult situations not knowing how to move forward, and that support of that team, because the collection of minds around that room, I think about the collection of minds, just everybody was able to contribute in some way to say, I've been there, or I can relate to this, I want to learn from this, and everybody leaned in. And that is one amazing thing that we see in our cohort learning that really helps adult learners step into, as you said, vulnerability and being able to talk about the things that, they may not want to talk about, but it's best to, as we teach, put it on the table and let's dissect it. Let's learn from it. Let's ask each other questions. How could we do this differently? And so the spirit of that team, like every time don't tell the rest of my groups this. It was my favorite team to work with. And and I've been doing this for 16 years. And in Fond du Lac, there is something special happening.
I agree.
It is impacting kids. It's impacting the team. And you'd love to say that there was fairy dust or a magic pill that made that happen. But it really was dependent on people making a choice.
Absolutely. When I'm hearing you talk, a thing that it manifested itself in our team and now is spreading is the sideways accountability. So when people were vulnerable to share, this is a conversation I'm needing to have. Yes. Let's talk through it, a situation. Once we talked through it, that sideways accountability of people checking on people. You remember that conversation? How did it go?
How did it go? Did you have it?
Did you have it? Absolutely. And people are checking in on you because it is student focused. We are here for kids. We're here for really changing outcomes in the city of Fond du Lac and making sure people graduate. Our students are graduating with opportunities. Your opportunities are endless. You now have the skills, and the path you take is now you have choice in it. So that sideways accountability piece is making from that transformational group, it's spreading within the building to team leaders in the building. So as a leader of the school, now I work with my team leader group, which is almost 10 people. And it's that.
It's that trickle
effect. Exactly.
Butterfly effect, right? It kind of waves out and you're not really sure where it will show up. And it just keeps showing up. And so the impact of that collectively is an energized school, right? People wanting to be there, their purpose and passion lit up,
you bet,
and aligned and focus. Excellent. So one last question. If you, again, I think about that day one, and you came into the process just an amazing leader to begin with. At day one, what would you advise somebody coming into the leadership transformation process? Because we always hear hesitation, like nervousness. What is this going to be? How is this going to help me grow as a leader? What advice would you give to them?
Coming into, if you are now going to be participating in the leadership transformation process, really listen to hear. And you're going to take on so many experiences of other people, and you're going to hear feelings and emotions that you maybe can agree with or maybe you don't relate to. And the process of how we work collectively through just emotions in that space and time together has helped me grow so much, because there were many times where I listened to situations, experiences, feelings that I didn't necessarily have or relate to. But the process of how to keep you vision focused, keep your core values at the heart of what you're doing, is the same in every solution. Your number ones and twos, which we've talked about many times. What is going to drive your organization forward to meet the goals of your vision? So if you are starting that process, lucky you, because it is fantastic. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I'm a wife. It has helped me in every aspect of my life, working with in my position as a wife and as a mom, and just managing and balancing life. Be open and reflect. Be very reflective on where you are in your journey, how you work with people. It isn't all about you. It's about how you work together based on other people's personalities and what they bring to the table, so you can be the best collective team. It's amazing. You're going to enjoy it. Anybody who enters it is just very fortunate.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
I just love working with you, Mel. Appreciate
you.
you so much, and so proud of the work at Fond du Lac. Just, that we are raving fans, and anything that you and your team need, you just call.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today on the Leadership Podcast. We would welcome you to join us at our think tanks. Please register at InitiativeOne.com. We also have an annual conference coming up next June. Stay tuned. That's going to be published very shortly. And we just appreciate you being here and being a part of our leadership community. Thanks for tuning in.